Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the studio. Starting to look like a mini truck show in here. We're starting our next Lowrider project, Redcat Lowrider. We got another one of these. This is from my buddy Chris. We're trying to get it built for Mini Nats. He's got the white Toyota and he has a white Toyota RC truck, but this one's going to be the fully functional. This is the RJ Speed Jammin' Jimmy body. Or S10 Blazer. It's just kind of a square body. Still available. Pretty cool body. It's a slightly different project than ours. We don't have to do as many modifications because we're going to run the Redcat 26s. I hope it still lays out on 26s. We're about to find out tonight. And if it don't, we'll have to make do. We'll figure it out. But if we run these, we will not have to make any modifications to the steering like we did on my truck, where I had to move the steering links and change the linkages. We should be able to run all stock equipment. We should be able to run the shocks in the rear. With the truck bed, with the flat bed, we had to eliminate the shocks and run solid links to keep it level with the bed floor. Now, if you hadn't watched that build, go check it out. That's why I'm not going to repeat a lot of the processes that we did on that one. This one's going to be a lot simpler. It's going to be a little bit trickier to mount the body because of the high roof. But I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll figure it out. Most likely be Velcro or maybe the magnets out of the Monte Carlo body, because we have another Monte Carlo body, and these are the magnets that come with the car, and we may utilize those. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, let's get these wheels together and get them on and see. We're going to run the 5 stars. I believe we're going to start with. Or these, but we'll start with these because that's probably the cleanest look. And yeah, these were picked up at Anderson RC today, so go check them out. And it comes with 3 different wheels, 3 different centers, and then it has a center cap to cover up the wheel nut. And they are presented so nicely in the little jewel box. And like I said, we're going to run the spoke wheel or the 5-star wheel, and they all have center caps. And some super low profile tires. Hopefully they're not too big and won't lay. We're not worried about laying frame because we are going to put drag blocks on it just like we did mine. That is a skateboard drag block. It's just flints mounted on a piece of plastic, and we can adjust them accordingly to height wise. I'll get more into that flint stuff once we get into the running video of that, so that'll be hopefully soon. But anyways, now that we got these cracked open, we're going to put one together or put 2 of them together and see if we can get this thing to lay out with the body on it, and then we'll go from there. All right, like I said before, the stock bumper, I'm struggling a little bit with my tripod because it broke. I got another one on the way. We cut this section off, as you can tell. On mine, I cut all of this off. I wish I would have left this, so I may end up buying another bulkhead and putting that piece back in for future body mounting. And we just simply removed the fuel tank. It just unbolts because of the stubby tail on this body. It ends rather short behind the wheels, so the truck has quite a bit more material there. So we had to put the fuel tank back on this one, and we just trimmed it up. Looks like it's going to fit really good wheelbase wise, but we're stepping up quite a bit with these 26s. Hope this works, and if it don't, we will have to find an alternative, which would be a touring car wheel. And if we do that, we will have to do all the same modifications on steering. But enough talking about that. Let's do it. All right, here's your fancy jewelry box. That's a good-looking tire. It's just a solid tire on a giant wheel. I guess they're 2.6s because it's a 26. You got 4 wheels. And that is not centered. So I imagine you could put the center on either side to get different offsets if you needed a deep dish wheel or a narrow wheel. And you got your rims. We're not going to run those. These are pretty cool. And these are my favorite. Now, if they would make a tri-fan, I would have a set immediately. So, Redcat, if you're watching, we need some billets. We need some stock, no more than 18-inch scale wheels. We don't need 26s for mini trucks here. So there's our centers. Each one has a center cap that covers up the wheel nut. And I think they all work with either one. I guess that one would go with that wheel. And this one looks like it would fit in that one. Well, they all fit each wheel, so either way. And you get your bag of hardware, a bunch of tiny screws. This is not a beadlock wheel. This is a, like I said, tire solid, so you're just putting the center in. It's like a two-piece wheel. And you simply lay it in there. And there you go. And I believe you did it. Yep, there you go. Down on the right side, you got a deep dish. So if this body is wide enough, we may have to run these just to get some width. So we're going to build them narrow first, because mini truck, and see if they lay out. All right, guys, just for mock-up purposes, I'm just putting 2 screws in them just to hold them together. No need to put every screw in, just for mock-up, just in case we need to make any adjustments or if we decide to use a different center. So we're going to not be committed and run all these screws in just for mock-up stages. They're pretty simple, as I'm struggling here, but you just line up the holes on the back side, and they go together. If you ever build a crawler wheel, it's much easier because it's just 2 pieces. You just got to simply line the holes up. These are all probably 2.5 millimeter screws. Takes a 1.5 wrench. And don't over tighten them. These are just plastic on plastic. There's no need to torque it down because you got about 10 screws per wheel at least. And this is not a high-speed machine. There we go. We got 4 wheels mocked up. I'm going to put these screws somewhere before I lose them. And then we'll pull the wires off and set the body on and see what we got here. Ouch. I'm going to be really careful not to scratch the chrome on these spinners just in case they want to use them on a future build. Just got to pop them loose right there and then they come right off. A little sharp on the old fingertips. Grabbing a hold of that thing. Spikes on there. These hexes are not, they're not locked in with a set screw or anything, so just be careful when you take the wheels off. You can easily lose your drive pin. They'll fall out. Might not be a bad idea for a future upgrade, would be to maybe put some captured hexes on there with the set screw in them. All right, the 26s do come with new wheel nuts. And you'll use your standard little 4-way wrench that comes with, you probably got a dozen of these things in your box if you've been in the hobby any amount of time. These are not a directional tire. Well, they kind of sort of are. You got a straight tread and then you got a kind of pointy tread there, so we're not going to worry about that yet. We'll get into the OCD stuff once we get it painted and all that good stuff. All right, I'm going to throw these other 3 wheels on and we'll come back and lay the body on it. All right, we got the 4 wheels on there and it is donk style. Hopefully we got enough room on the body to still lay out. I'm not worried about the frame touching. It's real close to laying out. If we wanted to lay out on these wheels, it would require some pretty, I don't know if it'd ever work because you'd have to raise the servos up and notch out the rear section to let the rear end go a little bit higher, and we'd have to notch the frame. So hopefully we don't have to go to that extent. If the body lays, we're going to make it drag with the drag blocks in the back. So let's set the body on there and see what we got here. All right, guys, this is basically live. This is untested. I did not try this first, and you're seeing it here first as well. So if it works, it works. If it don't, we got to go to plan B. And we got, I think, 6 weeks till the show, something like that. But it's April. I think it's like the end of April, 3rd week of April. My truck's pretty much done. I got some underglow ordered for it. And again, underglow, a running video. Chris has some underglow ordered for this thing as well. Yeah, so let's throw the body on. the wheels. I don't have the center caps on again. We're just mocking this up. So mock up stage. Yeah, that's going to be sweet. We're laying body. I'll have to cut the body a little below the cut line from the factory, but it's going to lay out pretty hard. It's tucking half a wheel. I'm going to change this camera angle and see if we can get a better shot here. Oh, yeah. This thing's going to be sweet. We got to come up with some kind of cool paint job. I'm going to scooch the body up a little bit. It's just a slightly shorter than it needs to be wheelbase-wise. But I think we can make a happy compromise. When it's laid out, too, the wheelbase will change when the suspension goes up. So, yeah, there's a good happy medium right there. I like it. That's pretty sweet. Now we got to figure out how to mount this thing. I don't know if I'm going to mess with that tonight. Our main goal was to see if we can even go this way. And it looks like we're going to be good to go. And now it's just a matter of rigging up some kind of mounting system from here to here without putting body post. Maybe if we just make a tray on top of the servos with a Velcro strip or a magnet. The front, we're going to do just like mine. We just did a strip with a Velcro on it. And I'm going to pull my body off right quick and we'll show you what we did on it. Alright, just out of curiosity, let's see what the Toyota looks like with 26s on it. I don't think it's going to work because the tires are taller than my truck. Nope, that's not going to work. But it does look pretty cool. The body won't go down. It's down here like the Monte Carlo was. The frame's hanging out. The tires are on the bed. That ain't going nowhere. But if anybody out there in RC world, you're listening, we need some cool wheels. We need the RPM to come back with some of these old wheels. These wheels are probably 20 plus years old. We need some 1.9 billets with 0 offset, so they're sucked in. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, if I ever win the lottery, there will be signs. I will have scale billet wheels made. But for now, we are satisfied with the RPM wheels. Yeah, I don't know if I showed my body mounting system that we did. It's not fancy at all. But the servos simply, well, the body simply sits on the servos. So that's why we got to build something up in the back of this truck with the Blazer body. Build some kind of hoop and put Velcro on it or the magnets. Or if we were to get really fancy and we had time, we could build an interior and mount the interior to the chassis and then mount the body to the interior, make it 2 pieces. We're going to do something similar in the front. This is just a piece of carbon fiber, simply 2-sided tape to the servos with a good 3M 2-sided tape. And I didn't do Velcro all the way across. There's no need for it. Just enough to hold the body stable because we're not going to be driving fast. We're just going to be kind of cruising around. And yes, there's still a little bit of dirt on my tires from my one little test run we did. There will be a full running video soon. I am putting underglow in the truck. We're going to put underglow in this one. But I need more than one person to do a running video because the radio is very complicated to do with one hand. You can't. It's 2-stick and it's got 8 switches on it. So I'll have to get somebody to help me do that, at least to film. And then we'll have a full running video and dragging. That's what we're dragging. It's a Tail Devil. Amazon, $20. It's for a skateboard. Put a little spacer underneath it. It bolts on. When we wear it out, we'll just throw another one on it. I only made about 2 or 3 passes in my driveway, if you've seen that short, and it scratched it up pretty good. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but hopefully long enough to get a couple of cool videos and some pictures. And yeah, I'll have to make a bracket for this one because we took the fuel tank off for the stubby body. I still need to clean mine up a little bit. I was in a hurry, as usual, getting it all done just for a running video. But we took the stock fuel tank and just trimmed off the edges so the body would fit around it on the truck body. And that gave us a good mounting surface for our drag block. What else is going on here? That's about it. I'm gonna grab the other trucks. We'll do a little video around the trucks, and we got to get packed up. We're going racing tomorrow at 6 a.m. So this is gonna be a quick little Saturday video, I believe. I'm just gonna put it out there just to have an extra video this week because I still have plenty of projects going on. I'm not short on content right now. Make this up. We're just waiting on a few parts for the lunchbox, and what else we got going on? We still got to paint the Vanquish. I got to paint the interior and Big E up there and get that done and get that shipped off to my buddy. We will be going racing again on carpet soon, but tomorrow is the first paved oval race at Easley in South Carolina. I haven't raced there in probably 12, 15 years, and we are leaving the house at 6 a.m. To go racing. And we got this thing all wrapped up the other night. So we got the old Hardy's machine ready to go. GW doesn't stand for giant wing, but it is a giant wing. That's what they run down there. These are the original caps that were on my truck from the last King race. And we just put them on a tire trailer and a little WD-40 and a Scotch-Brite and brought them back to life. So hopefully they'll do good. So stay tuned for that video. That's coming soon. Probably coming Sunday. So anyways, yeah, let me go grab that other truck. All right, here's our virtual mini truck show. If you hadn't seen the beach build, go check this out. We built the TTO2 and run it on the beach. It's been in a couple of beaches on North Carolina all the way to Florida. Hasn't got quite the history that the Beach Bug's got, but it's getting there. And the throwback build from my buddy in high school, his brother's truck, Eddie Murphy of all names, but it's Eddie Murphy's truck, and we got a little Hutch Trick Star to go with it. And hopefully we'll have all these together at the show. Maybe not the beach truck, but we'll have all the mini trucks together. And we'll have our own little scale show amongst the real show. And I got a couple other bodies in mind. There's a Ford Ranger body that's out there. There is an S10 body, but it's not exactly scale, but it's an extended cab sports side. It looks okay, but it would probably look cool if you put the right paint job on it. And yeah, future builds, future mini truck builds. So I want to have a couple of them. I may paint one like my real truck one day. I don't know, because I usually don't keep the real truck the same paint scheme forever either. My last truck we painted 3 times, 3 different times over the years. 3 times in almost 10 years. So this truck has been the same color for going on 3 years now. So I'm due. I wanted to build another one, but I might just have to rebuild the one I have. So stay tuned for that maybe one day, if the budget allows. I would like to do a different paint job, and I would love to have a body drop, but that's big dreams right now, and not in the time or the budget right now. It's all we can do to get these RC cars done. But anyways, that's a wrap for today's video. This is just a quick little introduction to the Blazer. This is Chris Miller's truck. He is the indecisive Toyota, if you see it at the shows. I think it's what he calls it. Anyways, we had the t-shirt. Well, we didn't have a t-shirt. Chris had a t-shirt made, and that'll be available hopefully at the show. There was a pre-order, and I got mine coming, so hopefully it'll be here in the next month or so, and we'll have one of our actual paint jobs on a t-shirt, and that's kind of an honor. It is an honor. It's really cool. But anyways, no shortage projects. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a Sunday video out. Hopefully it's the race day. I will do my best because I try to do 2 a week. This is just a little end of the week extra because I'm still going to do a full video of this thing wrapping it up, getting the body on it, and getting it painted. We just wanted to mock it up and make sure we can still go forward with it. It looks like we're good to go with that. So I appreciate it again, and we'll see you tomorrow, Sunday.